Do you like leaving money on the table? Do you want to pay more in taxes than you need to? Well, of course not, but that's exactly what our friend Kimberly Chemist is about to do. If you start retirement by taking money from the wrong accounts, then there's a good chance that you could leave money on the table and pay more in taxes. And if most of your investments are in your 401k or your IRA, then we could be talking an amount that runs into the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's don't do that. One of the most crucial retirement decisions you'll face is determining which accounts to withdraw money from and when. How you sequence your withdrawals can not only lower your taxes, but it can also impact the success of your retirement plan. So to help us see how this could actually affect a retirement plan in real dollars, let's walk through some of the details with our friend Kimberly Chemist. Okay, before we even look at your accounts, we need to take inventory of your other retirement income sources. Social Security is the first place to start since most of us will qualify. Pension income would be another potential source, although they're becoming less common. Don't forget about other potential sources of retirement income, such as rental real estate, royalties, or part-time work. Likely, there will be a gap between what you need every month and what's coming in. Let's walk through this with our friend Kimberly Chemist. She and her husband Chris are both 65 years old and are about to retire. Kimberly has a small pension that will start paying her $12,000 per year starting at her 65th birthday. Both Kimberly and Chris expect to receive $2,700 per month in Social Security if they apply when they retire at 65 as planned. So their retirement income will look something like this. Kimberly's pension will give them $1,000 a month, and each of their Social Security will pay them $2,700 a month. So their total non-investment income is $6,400 a month. Okay, that's great, but they'll need $8,000 per month after taxes. So how much of their pension and Social Security income will be left after Uncle Sam takes his cut? For simplicity's sake, we'll assume Kimberly and Chris are projected to have a 20% effective tax rate in retirement. In reality, taxes on Social Security are complicated, and not all of it is taxable income. For our example here, after you deduct 20% in taxes from their $6,400 per month that's coming in, they'll now receive $5,120 a month after taxes. When we compare this net income with what they expect to spend, we'll know how much their investments will need to cover. In this case, it looks something like this. If they're planning to spend $8,000 a month, and we reduce that by their net income, their investments will need to make up around $2,800 a month. But which account do they withdraw that from? Retirement accounts come in various flavors, each with its own set of rules, tax treatments, and withdrawal requirements. The three primary types of accounts include tax-deferred accounts such as 401ks and IRAs. Contributions to these accounts are typically tax-deductible, and your investments grow tax-deferred. Any withdrawals you make from these accounts are treated as taxable income. Number two, tax-free accounts such as Roth IRAs and Roth 401ks. Contributions to Roth accounts are made with after-tax dollars, and qualified withdrawals in retirement are tax-free, including contributions and earnings. Now please note that for simplicity, I'm going to refer to 401ks, 403bs, and other tax-deferred retirement accounts as IRAs going forward in this video. Often retirees will roll their retirement plans into one IRA to make managing their investments easier. I'll also refer to tax-free accounts as Roth IRAs for simplicity as well. And finally, the third type of account are your normal taxable investment accounts. While not retirement accounts per se, they still play an important role in your retirement strategy. Any gains that you realize from selling investments in these types of accounts will be subject to capital gains taxes. Now, back to our friend Kimberly Chemist. Her situation is pretty straightforward. She has $150,000 in taxable accounts, $900,000 in IRAs, and $50,000 in Roth IRA accounts. Now let's talk about a baseline strategy for withdrawals. Getting the source and sequence of withdrawals right in retirement can help you optimize your lifetime tax bill, increase your odds of retirement success, and increase the amount of assets that you leave to your heirs or charities of choice. A general withdrawal strategy you would likely hear from a competent financial advisor would look something like this. Use taxable accounts first. Any gains from selling investments in these types of accounts are subject to capital gains, but that's still preferable to ordinary income. Use your IRAs second. Withdrawals from these accounts are taxed as ordinary income, but by taking funds from your taxable accounts first, your IRAs can continue to grow tax deferred until you need them. Use Roth IRAs last. Not only are tax-free withdrawals a great hedge against future tax increases, tax-free assets are a bonus for those looking to leave a little something extra for their heirs. So let's get back to our example. How does this withdrawal strategy play out for Kimberly Chemist? Does having a withdrawal strategy make a difference? As it turns out, compared to taking their withdrawals from their accounts on a pro rata basis, their new withdrawal strategy increases their odds of success from 88% to 91% and gives them an extra $587,000 at the end of their plan to leave to the kids. That's amazing. We just found Kimberly and Chris another $500,000. But what happens if we were to use other sequences of withdrawals? If they were to sequence withdrawals like this: taxable accounts first, Roth accounts second, and IRAs last, well, their odds of retirement success would remain at 91%, but they'd have a little over $31,000 less than our standard strategy. Okay, so what if they withdrew in this sequence? IRAs first, taxable accounts second, and then Roth IRAs. Well, in that case, their odds of retirement success drop to 86%, and they'd have $949,000 less than our basic strategy. Okay, so we've landed on a great place to start for Kimberly Chemist. There's a clear winner here. Taxable accounts first, IRAs second, and Roth IRAs last. She and her husband will keep over $500,000 and have better odds of retirement success. But can we do better? Okay, so you should definitely pay your taxes, and here's an example of what happens when you don't. Our goal through this process is to keep you from paying $1 more in taxes over the course of your retirement than you have to. But beyond figuring out which accounts to use first in retirement, you could still end up paying a lot more in taxes than you have to. In some cases, we're talking a six-figure amount. So let's start playing a little chess here instead of checkers. To minimize your lifetime tax bill, what are the other levers that we can pull? The first lever that we can pull to lower your lifetime tax bill is one we've already touched on: withdrawals from traditional IRAs versus Roth IRAs. Now, this all depends on your tax bracket. If you're in a lower tax bracket, withdrawing from the traditional IRA accounts might make more sense. If you're in a higher tax bracket, withdrawals from your Roth accounts could be more advantageous. It all depends, and you need to run the numbers. The second thing that we need to be aware of are your required minimum distributions, or RMDs. You're required to take withdrawals from traditional IRAs and employer-sponsored retirement plans like 401ks at either 73 or 75, depending on when you were born. The next lever that we have to pull is the timing of your Social Security. By delaying Social Security, you can create more gap years between your retirement age and the start of your RMDs for tax-saving strategies. Next, we want to think about the timing of your pension income if you have it. Similar to delaying Social Security, delaying your pension income, if it's possible, can create more gap years for those retirement tax strategies. Speaking of tax strategies, the next big lever that we have to pull will be our go-to strategy of strategic Roth IRA conversions during those gap years. Now, this involves converting a portion of your IRA and moving it into your Roth IRA. The funds move directly between accounts, but it also means that you'll have to pay income taxes on the amount that you convert. Okay, so our next strategy is maybe a little less common: retirement capital gains harvesting. Like strategic Roth conversions, as your marginal tax rate drops when you stop earning income in retirement, you may be able to sell low basis investments and pay less in capital gains taxes, sometimes even 0%. This would be common for someone who participated in their company's stock purchase plan, received restricted stock, or exercised plenty of stock options. Now, let's put this all together. Thinking back to our friend Kimberly Chemist, how could using some of these strategies improve her plan beyond our basic withdrawal strategy? Without optimizing their plan any further, their combined IRA RMD would be $87,000 the year that they both turn 73. They'll have to pay income taxes on that amount, which will continue to grow every year. But what if Kimberly and Chris were to delay taking their Social Security until age 70, giving them 5 gap years, and make strategic Roth IRA conversions up to the 12% tax bracket during those gap years? Well, we just found Kimberly and Chris an extra $200,000. Now we're talking. We've taken Kimberly's original plan and improved her odds of retirement success to 99%. And on top of that, when compared to taking withdrawals pro rata from their accounts, she and Chris can now leave the kids another $787,000 when compared to the original plan. That's a big, big number. Of course, there are exceptions and specific circumstances that can influence anyone's withdrawal strategy. First would be early withdrawal penalties. Withdrawing from traditional IRAs or 401ks before age 59 and a half may result in a 10% early withdrawal penalty, in addition to regular income taxes on anything that comes out. There are certain exceptions, such as disability or specific medical expenses, that can waive this penalty. Next are IRMAA penalties. Anytime you increase your taxable income, you run the risk of increasing your Medicare premium monthly adjustments. No fun. Next are healthcare expenses. Health-related expenses can be fairly significant in retirement for some people. Certain medical expenses may be deductible, subject to limitations, of course, and could influence where you take your withdrawals from. Finally, there's legacy and estate planning. Your withdrawal strategy may also be influenced by your goals for passing wealth on to your heirs. Roth IRAs, for example, can offer tax-free inheritances, making them valuable for estate planning. Or you may just want to spend it all yourself. So during retirement, do you want to keep more of your money? Getting that retirement withdrawal sequence just right could save you hundreds of thousands of dollars potentially. And do you really want to pay more taxes than you have to? That's where tax planning to reduce your lifetime tax bill, not just your current year's taxes, comes into play. Watch this video to learn more about strategic Roth IRA conversions. I'll see you there.